So when we consider a beam, so beam is a flexural member, it is a structural member, load acts on beam, and generally the load acting on the beam can be dead load, that is the self weight of the beam. Normally we take the dead loads as self weight. So self weight, it is nothing but these weights, that is the dead load, they do not change their position during the life of the beam. So throughout the life of the beam, the dead load is constant. And the second type of load is the live load. Live load change their position during the life of the beam. Examples are all the moving loads like furnitures, animals, humans, or any other load acting on the beam. So these loads will act throughout the life of the structure or for a short duration. And when the beam is subjected to dead load, the stresses developed in the beam, namely the support reactions, bending moments and the shear forces, are described by their corresponding shear force diagram and bending moment diagrams, and this is what we have studied in our mechanics of solids. So mechanics of solids, we have studied how to draw the shear force and bending moment diagrams for dead loads. That means you have a beam may be given for you, some concentrated load or uniformly distributed loads will act on that beam, and all those loads were considered as fixed loads. They do not move, they do not change its position. Now when the beam is subjected to live load is nothing but moving load. So since this load is moving, what happens is these load may move from one end to another end, and at each and every time the load acting on the beam is changing. Therefore the stresses, normally we relate these stresses in terms of support reactions, bending moments, shear forces and deflections. So these stresses that develops in the beam also will vary according to the position where this live load acts, and depending upon the live load, what type of live load, whether it is concentrated load or uniformly distributed load, whether the load is larger than the span, shorter than the span. So based upon these conditions, the stresses will vary. So see, when it is subjected to dead load, we have only one shear force diagram and one bending moment diagrams. But here, depending upon the variation of positions, we will have a number of shear force diagrams, a number of bending moment diagrams. So we need to best plot these diagrams. So from the designer's point of view, it is essential to have a safe structure which do not exceed the limits of the deformation or the stresses, and also the limit of the load carrying capacity of the. So these variation in stresses are best described by the influence line diagrams. So now we will see some of the definitions, how this influence line is defined, influence line diagram is defined. So first definition is, an influence line is a diagram whose coordinates, which are plotted as a function of distance along the span, give the value of an internal force, a reaction or a displacement at a particular point in a structure as a unit load moves across the structure. So second definition is, an influence line is a curve, the ordinate to which at any point equals to the value of some particular function due to unit load acting at that point. And another definition is an influence line represents the variation of either the reaction, shear, moment or deflection at a specific point in a member as a unit concentrated force moves over the member. So what is the advantage? What is the need for drawing the influence line diagrams? So once the influence line diagrams are drawn, the location of the live load which will cause the greatest influence on the structure can be found out easily, so that the designer can decide which is the critical position, where maximum bending moment occurs, where maximum shear force occurs. So that is the reason we go for these influence line diagrams. So you can see a simply supported beam AB of span L, and there is a unit load of 1 kilonewton, and this 1 kilonewton is moving from A to B. So for this case, for this simply supported beam, we are supposed to find the influence line diagram for reaction RA, influence line diagram for reaction RB, influence line diagram for shear force at any section between A and B, influence line diagram for bending moment at any section between A and B. See, note that influence line diagram for reaction RA is at A. Influence line diagram for reaction RB, so the maximum will be at B. But the shear force is, that is influence line diagram for shear force is drawn for different sections between A and B. So let us have a short look on how we have derived. So this is the given simply supported beam with a moving concentrated load of 1 kilonewton from A to B. So the influence line diagram for the reaction RA. So this is needed. See, this diagram is needed for solving the problems for a simply supported beam with concentrated loads. So for simply supported beams, always for the influence line diagram is at A, the ordinate will be equal to 1. This is the influence line diagram for reaction RB. So for the influence line diagram for reaction RB, the ordinate is 1 at B and the ordinate is 0 at A. That means for the influence line diagram for reaction RA, RA will have the maximum value when this 1 kilonewton load is at A and will have the minimum value when this 1 kilonewton load is at B. If we take influence line diagram for reaction RB, this RB reaction at B will have maximum value when this 1 kilonewton load is at B. And when this 1 kilonewton load is at A, the value of RB is equal to 0. That is, the reaction force RB will be equal to 0 when this 1 kilonewton load is at A. So this is your given case, a simply supported beam of length L, 1 kilonewton load is moving from A to B. We are required to find the shear force at the section XX. So this section XX is at a distance X from A. So here there is a rise from A to C, See, from A to C, this variation is X by L. That is, when X is equal to 0, shear force is equal to 0. When X is equal to 1 meter, shear force will be equal to minus 1 by L. When x is equal to 2 meter, shear force at x will be equal to minus 2 by L. And at x, there will be a rise, and this is L minus x by L. And again there is a linear inclined or slopey variation in the shear force diagram, and at B, that is when the unit load is at B, shear force at x will be equal to 0. So this is the influence line diagram for shear force for the section XX. So in a nutshell, the given diagram, if your given diagram is a simply supported beam, influence line for reaction A, at A your ordinate is equal to 1, influence line diagram for reaction RB, at B your ordinate is 1, influence line diagram for shear force at a section X, the ordinates are minus x by L and L minus x by L when the unit load is moving from left to right. So this is our bending moment diagram. So at A, moment is 0, at B moment is 0, at C moment is x by L into L minus x. Now this is our given diagram. Our influence line diagram for RA, the ordinate is 1 at A. Influence line diagram for reaction RB, the ordinate is 1 at B. Influence line diagram for shear force for the section XX, the ordinates are minus x by L and L minus x by L. So this is the influence line diagram for bending moment at a section X, and the ordinate is at X. At X, it is x by L into L minus x. So now in order to do the problems related to simply supported beam with concentrated loads, this is what is needed. You need to know what is the ordinate for the reaction at A, what is the ordinate for the reaction at B, what are the ordinates for the shear force at a section X, and what is the ordinate for the bending moment at the section X. If this is known, we will be able to solve the problems with the different values. So problems with the different values and the applications we will see in the next part. Thank you.